All right, today we're going to do something fun. We are cracking the code on one of the most powerful and, let's be honest, kind of mysterious tools on the internet, the classic super long sales page. We're going to pull back the curtain on what is really a masterclass in psychology and see exactly how these things work from the inside out.
You know the feeling. We've all been there. You click a link, and suddenly you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling down a page filled with these huge promises and emotional stories. And sometimes, before you even realize what's happening, you're reaching for your wallet. So what is the secret sauce? How do these pages get us so hooked? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down.
So, the very first move, the opening play, it's almost never about the product. It's about you. It's about your problems, your frustrations, and your biggest dreams. The page doesn't kick things off with features or specs. It starts with a feeling, a really powerful emotional promise of a better life.
Just look at how this language works. It's speaking directly to some of the most common financial anxieties people have. The copy isn't selling a service here. It's selling the end of worry. It paints this incredibly vivid picture of freedom and control, and it makes you feel deeply understood before you even have a clue what's for sale.
And boom, there it is. All those specific worries get boiled down into one simple, powerful, emotionally charged phrase. This is the destination. This is the ultimate goal the page wants you to start craving. It's not a product. It's a whole new state of being.
Okay, so once that emotional hook is set deep, the page needs a guide, a narrator that you feel like you can actually trust. But here's the interesting twist. This guide isn't presented as some slick, untouchable expert. Instead, they're positioned as one of us, which, as you'll see, is absolutely crucial for building trust.
You see what they're doing? The page immediately creates this us versus them story. Over on one side, you've got the flashy, maybe even deceptive gurus. But on the other side, you've got the narrator, just a regular person who gets the struggle and wants to fight for the little guys. This makes him feel like an ally right away, not a salesman trying to push something on you.
And then comes this line. Honestly, this single sentence is pure psychological genius. It takes every past frustration you've had, every failure, and it just validates it. It completely removes any sense of shame or self-blame. By saying it's not your fault, the narrator builds this incredible rapport. It makes you way more open to hearing the solution that's just around the corner.
All right, so you're feeling the dream. You trust the guide. Now the page makes a big pivot. It moves from the why, the stress-free life, to the how. But the how isn't presented as some complicated, difficult system. No, it's a simple, elegant secret that suddenly makes everything feel totally possible.
First, they take a core marketing concept and just break it down into the simplest terms possible, a funnel. There's no jargon, no complexity. It's just a way to get people interested in what you have. Right away, this starts to demystify the whole process.
Next up, it defines the people in that funnel as leads, and it introduces this beautifully simple idea. More leads equals more sales. This is brilliant because it sets the stage for a formula that feels as predictable and reliable as, basic math. And here's the first part of that formula. The page gives you a clear, predictable ratio. It basically transforms the messy, kind of uncertain world of online business into a simple input-output machine. You put in 100 leads, you get one sale. Simple as that. And then, of course, they show you how it scales, which reinforces this idea that success is really just a matter of turning a dial. Want to double your sales? All you have to do is double your leads. This makes the path to making money seem incredibly straightforward and, most importantly, controllable. But wait, just when the solution seems so simple, the page introduces a huge problem. Getting those leads is impossibly expensive for the little guy. This positions the old way, Google and Facebook ads, as this massive obstacle that only rich people can get past. And then, right on cue, it introduces its secret as the perfect solution for someone with a tiny budget.
And that brings us to the final act, the offer. All of that emotion, all that trust, and all that simple logic has been leading right to this moment. And how the price is revealed is a perfect example of a really powerful psychological technique called price anchoring.
Whoa, the very first number you see is absolutely massive. This is the anchor. The page calculates the supposed value of these leads at $165,000 a month. Now, even though you would never pay that, your brain locks onto this number as the benchmark for value.
Then, bam, the first price slash. The price drops dramatically. Now, compared to $165,000, $1,000 suddenly seems like a total bargain.
You see, the page isn't just selling a product anymore, it's selling a deal.
And they don't stop there. Down it goes again. This whole process of repeatedly dropping the price conditions you to feel like the value is just going up and up with every step down. The deal just keeps getting better.
And here it is, the final reveal. After anchoring your perception of value way up in the stratosphere, the final price of just $1 a day feels, well, it feels like nothing. It's an amount you barely even have to think about, which makes the decision to buy incredibly easy.
The offer then gets summed up in this simple, super value-packed list. Each point feels concrete, and it all adds to this overwhelming sense that you are getting a massive amount of stuff for a ridiculously low price.
And finally, to make you act right now, the page uses urgency and scarcity. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is an incredibly powerful motivator. By suggesting the offer won't be around forever, it forces a quick decision, stopping you from clicking away to think about it.
So, there you have it. That's the playbook, broken down into 5 simple steps. You start with emotion, you build trust with a relatable guide, you simplify the solution into a secret, you frame the price to feel like an incredible deal, and then you use urgency to close it. I guarantee, once you see this pattern, you'll start spotting it everywhere.
And that leaves us with one last, pretty crucial question. These techniques are, without a doubt, incredibly powerful. But when does skillful persuasion cross that fuzzy line into outright manipulation? Well, understanding how it all works is the first and most important step to making that call for yourself. Thanks for watching.